Imagine a world where you cannot drive. No cars, no motorcycles, no engines. Only horses and your own feet. You can only travel as fast as a horse can run. You can only go as far as your legs can carry you. This was our world, until inventors began to change everything. One of them was Gottlieb Daimler. He was just a baker's son, a poor boy from a small German town. People told him to give up. People told him to stop dreaming. He faced many failures. He lost money. He faced rejection. He lost his first wife. His heart was weak. His body was tired. But he never stopped. Because of him, engines became smaller, faster, and more powerful. Because of him, the dream of modern transportation moved forward. Because of him, the world moves. This story will help you improve your listening skills. As you listen, notice new words. Notice the emotions. What can one person do when they refuse to give up? Stay with me, and you will see. Chapter 1. The Baker's Son Who Dreamed of Engines. Imagine this. A small town in Germany. The year is 1834. The streets are quiet. People walk with heavy shoes on cobblestone roads. Horses pull wooden carts. There are no cars, no engines, no machines like we know today. In a town called Schorndorf, a baby boy is born. His name is Gottlieb Wilhelm Daimler. He is born on March 17, 1834. His father is a baker. His mother, Friederike, is a kind woman. They are not rich, but they are honest workers. They want a good life for their son. Little Gottlieb is a curious child. He watches everything, the horses, the carts, the wind moving the trees. His mind is always asking questions. Why does the wheel turn? How does fire make heat? Can machines move without horses? These questions are like seeds inside him, waiting to grow. He goes to school and studies hard. At 13, he finishes his primary studies. But he does not stop. He wants to know more. He wants to understand how things work. His father dreams of a safe job for him, a municipal employee. Stable, secure, with no risk. But Gottlieb has a different dream. He looks at machines and tools. He feels a pull inside, a calling. He wants to work with his hands. He wants to build. He wants to create. At 14, he decides to become a gunsmith. He learns to make weapons, working under master gunsmith Hermann Raethel for 4 years. Every day he practices. Every day he improves. By 18, he passes his craft test with a pair of engraved double-barreled pistols. He is now a skilled gunsmith. But this is not enough. He wants more. He wants to understand engines. He wants to study mechanical engineering. So he leaves his hometown and moves to Stuttgart. He enrolls at Stuttgart School for Advanced Training. He studies hard and even takes extra classes on Sunday mornings. He wastes no time. In 1853, he starts work at the factory Rolle und Schwilk. He performs so well that by 1856, when the factory makes railway locomotives, he becomes a foreman at just 22 years old. Yet, something inside him tells him that steam engines are not the future. Something new will come. Something better, faster. He leaves his job and returns to school at Stuttgart's Polytechnic Institute. He learns about steam locomotives and realizes that the future lies elsewhere. In 1861, he travels to Paris, then to England, the motherland of technology. He works with top engineering firms and studies machine tools. He visits the International Exhibition in London in 1862, seeing steam carriages, but none inspire him. He wants something different, something better. Gottlieb returns to Germany, working for various companies, designing tools, mills and turbines. But his mind is always on one thing: engines. Small, fast engines that can move vehicles. This is his dream. This is his goal. This is what he wants to give to the world. The road ahead is not easy. Not easy at all. As you listen, notice new words and how Gottlieb never stops learning, never stops moving forward. What would you do if your dream seemed impossible? Chapter 2: The Long Night of Failure and Doubt. Think about this. You have a dream, a big dream. But nobody believes in you. Nobody supports you. People tell you to stop. People tell you to give up. This was Gottlieb's life for many years. In 1863, he joins a company called Bruderhaus Reutlingen, a Christian socialist toolmaker. He starts as an inspector and later becomes an executive. Here, something important happens. He meets a young boy who will change his life forever. His name is Wilhelm Maybach. He is 15 years old, an orphan, with no home or family. But he has a gift for design and creation. Gottlieb sees talent. He takes Maybach under his wing. He becomes a mentor, a teacher, a friend. This friendship will last a lifetime. Gottlieb works hard at Bruderhaus. The factory shows profit thanks to him. But he feels frustrated. He feels stuck. In 1869, he quits. He moves from one company to another, always searching for something more. In 1872, Gasmotorenfabrik Dutz needs a technical manager, half owned by Nikolaus Otto, inventor of the four-stroke engine. Gottlieb is chosen for the role, even above Otto himself. A big honor, a big opportunity. Gottlieb brings Maybach along. Maybach becomes chief designer. Together, they work on gas engines. At first, things go well. Gottlieb improves production, but problems grow. Otto's vertical piston design has weaknesses. Gottlieb wants to fix them, but Otto refuses. Both men are stubborn. Gottlieb also dreams of small engines for transportation. Otto has no interest. He only wants stationary engines. Their visions clash. Personal differences grow. Otto is reportedly jealous of Gottlieb's university background and knowledge. Tension rises. In 1880, Gottlieb is fired. He receives 112,000 gold marks in Durzag shares as compensation for patents he and Maybach developed. Maybach resigns later and follows Gottlieb, loyal and true. At 46, Gottlieb faces a dark time. Skills, knowledge, dreams. But no company, no support. Many would give up. But not Gottlieb. He moves to Cannstatt, outside Stuttgart. He buys a cottage on Taubenheimstrasse, using 75,000 gold marks. In the garden, he sets up an experimental workshop, a new beginning, a new hope. The neighbors are alarmed. They report him to the police. They suspect counterfeiting. The police raid the house, but they find only engines, machines, and dreams. Gottlieb and Maybach return. They continue their work. This is the life of an inventor. Loneliness, doubt, fear, but also courage. Always courage. They work long hours. They debate, argue, and dream. They ask the same questions again and again. How can we make an engine small enough for a vehicle? How can we make it fast enough to move? How can we fuel it properly? They turn to petroleum. Petroleum has different parts: lubricating oil, kerosene for lamps, and ligroin. Ligroin is combustible. It can burn. It can create power. In late 1883, they patent their first ligroin-fueled engine, December 16, 1883. Small, fast, 750 revolutions per minute. A breakthrough. Over the next 4 years, they improve it. 900 revolutions per minute, smaller, lighter, better. Gottlieb relies on hot tube ignition, a system invented by English engineer Watson. Electrical ignition is too slow at this time. They work day and night. They do not rest. They do not stop. Personal pain comes too. In 1889, his first wife, Emma, dies on July 28th. Gottlieb loses his partner, his support. A heavy blow. But he does not stop. He immerses himself in his inventions. Creation becomes his cure. In 1890, he forms Daimler Motor and Gesellschaft, DMG. Supporters include Max Duttenhofer, Kilian von Steiner, Wilhelm Lorenz. Maybach is chief designer. The goal: build small, high-speed engines for land, water, and air transport. Gottlieb sketches a three-pointed star. 1 point for land, 1 for water, 1 for air. This becomes the logo, a symbol of his dream. But Gottlieb fears what often happens to pioneering engineers, forced out by stockholders. His fear is not unfounded. History shows it. Henry Ford, Ransom Olds, Carl Benz, August Horch. And his fear will become reality. What would you do if everything you built seemed at risk? Chapter 3. The Betrayal and the Return. Picture this. You build something from nothing. You give your life to it, your money, your time, your dreams. Then people take it away from you. This is what happens to Gottlieb Daimler. DMG expands, but it changes. The newcomers do not believe in automobile production. They order more stationary engines. They consider merging DMG with Autos.AG. This is not what Gottlieb wants. This is not his dream. In 1892, DMG sells its first automobile. It should be a happy moment, but it is not. Problems continue to grow. Gottlieb is 58. His heart is weak. Since the late 1880s, he has had a heart condition. In the winter of 1892 to 1893, he collapses. His doctor prescribes a trip. He goes to Florence, Italy for rest and healing. There, something unexpected happens. He meets a woman, Lena Hartmann, a widow 22 years younger. She owns the hotel where he is staying. They fall in love. On July 8, 1893, they marry in Schwäbisch Hall. Their honeymoon takes them to Chicago, where Gottlieb visits the World Exposition. He returns home with a vow to regain control of DMG by purchasing enough shares. But this effort fails. Disputes with Wilhelm Lorenz continue. Gottlieb tries to buy 102 extra shares for a majority, but he's forced out as technical director. The corporation is 400,000 gold marks in debt. Directors threaten bankruptcy. They demand he sell all his shares and personal patent rights from 30 years of work. Gottlieb has no choice. He accepts 66,666 gold marks and resigns in 1893. Think about this. 30 years of work, 30 years of dreams, 30 years of struggle. Gone. Taken away. Many would give up. Many would say, "I am finished. I cannot fight anymore." But not Gottlieb. He does not stop. He cannot stop. Maybach had left earlier, but they continue to work together, not defeated, not broken. In 1894, at the Hermann Hotel, Gottlieb, Maybach, and Gottlieb's son Paul design a third engine, the Phoenix. This engine is special. 4 cylinders cast in one block, arranged vertically in parallel. Camshaft-operated exhaust valves. A spray nozzle carburetor, patented by Maybach in 1893. Improved belt drive system. Powerful. Fast. They enter it in the first organized automobile race, Paris to Rouen. 102 cars start, only 15 finish. All finishers are powered by a Daimler engine. Victory. A clear victory. The race focuses attention on the Daimler Motor Company. It promotes the idea of motoring. A man named Frederick Sims, a German-born longtime friend, notices this. He insists that Daimler be brought back into the company. Sims offers £17,500 for the transfer of Daimler licenses to the British Daimler Company, but only if Gottlieb returns to DMG. Gottlieb is 60, tired, hurt. But he agrees. He returns in 1895. Receives 200,000 gold marks in shares and a 100,000 bonus. Maybach also returns as general inspector with 30,000 shares. Their return brings unprecedented growth. DMG succeeds. In 1896, DMG produces the first road truck. In 1897, Gottlieb adopts Bosch's electrical ignition system. The world is changing, and Gottlieb Daimler is changing it. But his body is weak. His heart is weak. He has been working too hard, too long, too much. He has 7 years left, 7 years to live. How would you continue if your dream seemed stolen, yet you found a way to rise again? Chapter 4. The engine that changed everything. Imagine this. The year is 1885. The world is quiet. The streets are empty. There are no cars, no trucks, no buses. People travel by horse, by foot, by train. But in a small workshop in Cannstatt, 2 men are working. Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach. They have an engine, a small engine, a fast engine, a revolutionary engine. They call it the grandfather clock engine because it looks like an old pendulum clock. This engine is special. Single horizontal cylinder of 264 cubic centimeters. Air-cooled. Large cast iron flywheel. Surface carburetor. Hot tube ignition system. It produces 0.5 horsepower and runs at 600 revolutions per minute. Previous engines typically ran at 120 to 180 revolutions per minute. The engine weighs around 50 kilograms and is 76 centimeters tall. Small, light, fast. In 1885, they create a carburetor, a device that mixes gasoline with air, allowing gasoline to be used as fuel. In November 1885, they do something bold. They install a smaller version of the engine in a wooden 2-wheeler frame, adding 2 outrigger wheels for stability. Gottlieb Daimler is now seen as the father of the motorcycle, but they do not stop. In 1886, on March 8th, they secretly bring an American model coach into the house. They tell neighbors it is a birthday gift for Mrs. Daimler, but it is an experiment. Maybach installs a larger 1.1 horsepower version of the grandfather clock engine in this stagecoach. It becomes the first 4-wheeled vehicle to reach 16 kilometers per hour. As you listen, notice new words. Carburetor, a device that mixes air and fuel for an engine. Horsepower, a unit of engine power. Gottlieb wants the engine to be versatile, not just for cars, but for everything. In 1886, they mount it in a 4.5-meter boat, achieving 6 knots. They name it Neckar after the river. This is the first motorboat. Boats soon become Daimler's main product for several years. The first customers are afraid the petrol engine could explode. Gottlieb hides the engine with a ceramic cover, calling it oil electrical. Creative and clever, he convinces people to accept his inventions. The engine is also used for streetcars and trolleys. In 1888, Gottlieb mounts it in a balloon, the first airship, and successfully flies over Seelberg on August 10, 1888. Land, water, air. Gottlieb's dream is coming true. His 3-pointed star is becoming real. In 1887, they sell their first foreign engine licenses. Maybach represents them at the 1889 Paris Exposition, showcasing their achievements. In 1889, they build the Stahlradwagen, their first automobile not adapted from a horse-drawn carriage, influenced by bicycle designs. Licensed in France, presented in Paris in October 1889. The world is watching, learning, and changing. In 1890, Daimler Motorengesellschaft, DMG, is officially founded to build small, high-speed engines for land, water, and air transport. Gottlieb's sketch of the 3-pointed star becomes the logo, the future Mercedes-Benz. DMG develops the high-speed inline-2 Phoenix engine. Maybach invents a spray carburetor for it. It enters car production in 1895. In 1896, DMG assembles its 1000th engine, a milestone achievement. Licenses are sold worldwide. France, 1890. United States, 1891. United Kingdom, 1893. Austria. In the US, they partner with Steinway & Sons, the piano maker, forming the Daimler Motor Company of Long Island City. Gottlieb's inventions spread worldwide. His dream is now everyone's dream. But one thing Gottlieb never sees. In 1900, the company produces the first Mercedes automobile, named after the financier's daughter. Gottlieb dies before this first Mercedes is born. His legacy lives on, but he will not see it. Chapter 5. The Final Ride and the Eternal Legacy. Think about this. Every story has an ending. Every life has a final chapter. For Gottlieb Daimler, the end comes quietly. He has suffered from a heart condition since the late 1880s. He has worked too hard. He has given too much. His body is tired. His heart is weak. In the winter of 1892 to 1893, he falls ill again and is sent to Florence for treatment. This is where he meets Lena Hartmann, his second wife. But the illness persists and grows stronger. Gottlieb has 7 years left to live, 7 years to work, 7 years to dream. He continues to create. He does not stop. He cannot stop. In 1896, Daimler sues Carl Benz for violating his 1883 hot tube ignition patent. Daimler wins, and Benz pays royalties to DMG. But they never meet or speak, even at the founding of the Central European Motorcar Association. 2 pioneers, 2 inventors, 2 dreams, only competition. The years pass. Gottlieb grows older. His health worsens. On March 6, 1900, Gottlieb Daimler dies in Cannstatt, now Stuttgart-Bad Cannstatt, at 65, due to heart disease. He is laid to rest in the Jufkirchhof Cemetery, with Lena, his son Paul, and his friend Wilhelm Maybach by his side. His story does not end here. DMG continues to grow. In 1907, Maybach leaves the company he helped build. In 1926, Daimler Motorengesellschaft and Benz & C merge, forming Daimler-Benz AG, the company we know today as Mercedes-Benz. Gottlieb's 3-pointed star becomes the company symbol: land, water, air. His dream lives on. Gottlieb Daimler is inducted into the Automotive Hall of Fame in 1978. Between 1993 and 2008, a Stuttgart stadium is named after him, the Gottlieb Daimler Stadion, hosting matches in the 2006 FIFA World Cup. His birthplace in Schorndorf is now a museum, where people learn about him and remember him. This story helps you improve your listening skills. Notice how Gottlieb's legacy continues long after his death. His work lives on. His dream lives on. He gave the world the motorcycle, the automobile, the motorboat, and the airship engine. He gave us freedom, the freedom to move, travel, and explore. Before Gottlieb, people were limited by horses and walking. After him, everything changed. Today, over 1 billion cars exist because of pioneers like him. Every time you see a car, ride a motorcycle, or travel freely, remember Gottlieb. Lessons from his life. 1. Never give up. He was told no many times, betrayed and forced out, but he persisted. 2. Find loyal partners. Wilhelm Maybach stayed by his side through everything. 3. Work hard daily. Gottlieb took extra classes, worked long hours, and never stopped learning. 4. Expect problems and pain. He lost his wife, his company, and his health, but kept going. 5. Think about the future. He foresaw the replacement of steam engines and prepared for what comes next. Vocabulary. Legacy. What you leave behind after you die. Pioneer. Someone who is first to do something. Gottlieb Daimler's life is a story of courage, persistence, and dreams. From a baker's son to a world changer. He kept going despite obstacles, illness, and betrayal. Now, think about your own life. What is your biggest dream? Learning English, starting a business, helping your family, creating something new? Remember Gottlieb. Many said he could not do it, but he did. And because of him, the world is different today. Your dream matters. Your effort matters. Do not give up. Be like Gottlieb. Keep working, keep learning, keep dreaming. Many will watch, but only a few will act. Be one of them. Comment your dream. Share what you want to achieve. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Stories inspire, teach, and change lives. Remember, the best or nothing. Keep going, keep dreaming, keep believing. Your story is just beginning.